Dissect DJs.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now. Don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say yeah.
I won't forget to say hey, yeah, because I'm with my boy Castle. It's the Dissect DJ. What up, Steez?
Justin, we made it. We're back.
We're back, baby. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, man?
Nice. We did a little nice holiday break. Took a couple of weeks off to recharge the batteries, do some holiday celebrating, which was mostly in a condensed environment with pretty much nobody around.
Yeah,
Very consolidated celebration of the New Year's.
Yeah, I did very little.
I actually went the New Year's weekend and realized, I think I didn't really even see anybody this whole weekend, pretty much. And normally that would be very depressing, but knowing that that's kind of like what we're supposed to be doing, and I think most people also had a similar experience, I'm like, well, I guess I can feel good about that. All right, yeah. Most rest have ever got a New Year's weekend, though, so.
It was getting a little weird for me because, when you're isolated in your house like that, you start going over different things. You start realizing different things about yourself, You start realizing, that shit was a little weird than the last shit. What did I eat? And you start calculating last time I ate vegetables and ice cream the night before.
I'm going to cut you off because you've immediately chased me away from any conversation I want to have, and that makes you realize you're also chasing away any listeners I want to hear.
Okay.
If I was listening to this podcast already, I would have kicked exit. All right.
Anyway, just found out more about myself. That's all I was trying to get to.
It is 2021, and it is the Dissect DJs. We're back with a whole nother year of activity for y'all. We're rounding around the third base. We're about ready to slide into home for season 1. Can you believe it? We're in episode 48, I believe.
Midlife crisis zone.
We're having a midlife crisis of it. We're doing well. We're loving it. We're over 400K listeners. That means we love y'all for, tuning in every week, checking in what's new with the Dissect DJs. And I'm glad that we're back with y'all with another brand new edition because, like I said, we took a little holiday break there, which brings me to this. It was brought to my attention that in our last live episode, in our review of Mariah's All I Want for Christmas Is You, we kind of forgot to give her any slaps or snaps. Just kind of faded out and wished everybody a Merry Christmas and then called it a nightcap. But you know what? We didn't need to slap that out.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
We don't need to review that. It's fine. we know what that is. We don't gotta break it down as a song. It's a holiday piece that just lasts forever. And
you didn't need to call us out on that either. I didn't appreciate you guys calling us out on that.
You know what? I do because I like feedback.
Yeah, well.
Which brings me to this. Where's all the feedback?
We need more of it.
Hey, we got an Instagram account at Dissect DJs, and feel free to drop us a line. Comment on one of our many posts, send us a little DM, whatever. Give us a request, something that you want us to dissect, and maybe a little review of what we do. We always love to hear feedback. And
you know what? And we always give out the number, and I'm not giving it out anymore because the calls that we do get are not acceptable and appropriate. So no longer giving out the number. Which was 5554.
You done got cut off, biatch.
Yeah, y'all got cut off. I'm not even going to finish the number. Cut off. No more number for y'all.
Go check
Hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Dissect DJs. It's simple. You all got Instagram. Everybody got Instagram. If not, we're on Facebook too, and Twitter. But really, figure it out. Hit us up. Talk to us. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what you appreciate and what you don't like. Y'all can tell us that too. But it's going to hurt me.
I mean, it's the year 2000.
20.
Whatever. Actually, I think it's 2021, but are we calling it 2021 yet?
2021.
Yeah, that works. It's the age of digital feedback. And you know what else it's the age of? Shouting.
Oh, okay.
I think we got to shout. Got to shout this one out. It's 2021. A lot of chaos happened in the world. It wasn't the most graceful year we've ever seen, and we're trying to gracefully tiptoe our way into the next year, and I'm saying, fuck all that graceful shit. Let's shout it out.
Let's bring it. Let's bring it into one of those songs.
Bring it in with a bang.
It starts off just like we all know it, and the moment you hear that piano,
excellent. Hey, don't sleep on that. Let's start with that.
I'm not done. Here and joined in with him going, "Where the classic where." Those combined.
An
intro. You know, oh shit, we're about to shout right now. Let me stretch real quick.
You
get a little neck stretch.
You move the
shoulders. You move the shoulders, and you're like, all right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
And then he says it. You know you make me wanna.
shout,
kick my heels up, and
shout,
throw my hands up, and
shout,
throw my head back, and
he's shouting in a lot of different ways. He actually just shouted in every different. And if you just watched a man do that, say he was listening to the headphones and just doing what Otis Day told him to do right there, you would think this man is having a panic attack. He is suffering through
heels
some sort
up,
of seizure.
followed by hands up, followed by head back. Yeah, this man is
shouting in every which way.
Intensely.
Yeah. You would be like, should I call 911 right now? What is happening? But I don't want to skip over that first little piano riff because, like, it's such an easy sounding little piano thing. But think about, like, all the notes that he just runs through right there. Can you play that again real quick? Listen to all the piano notes that he just hit. He just ran through. Like, if you watch somebody play that, you would have been like, oh, what, were you about to party? That alone is actually a very slept-on intro. We talk about some of that. We actually had one of the episodes a few weeks back where we talked about the best first notes of song history. That is an underrated one because what an amazing use of the piano to get your attention right away. And then, of course, Otis Day comes in with that great... And, like, there's few songs that I think come in so gentle, but yet, like, grab everybody's attention. Like, oh, shit, here we go!
Which, I gotta be honest, it's a little crazy because you would think that piano riff has been done before. Like,
but it hasn't, because otherwise I would have it associated with anything else.
I just think this song took over that riff so much so because that definitely riff been done before. All the way down the line. I mean, once you do it, that's like
not like that.
That's like the beginnings of piano to do something like that. But
because otherwise, usually I haven't been somebody that played piano before. I used to love to. I mean, when I was a kid, you know, I was never got good. But what I like to do anytime I was sitting at the piano was I'd go I would do that. That was easy. What he's doing is he's using his fingers across.
Yeah, you're doing the Great Balls of Fire. We do the Great Balls of Fire.
That's easy. I was able to do that as a 7-year-old. What he's doing is he's hitting every key super quick across the board. Like that's talent, and it's impressive. And it
starts
gets
to fire attention. Well. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's a good igniter of the song, and
it's
then
an igniter.
He has all those different thrustings of shouting, and then he gets into this line, which ever since I was young, and I know I say that I've realized after listening to this a lot, I say. Ever since I was young. Because it's true. I've listened to these songs and never really paid attention, but I always was like, what the heck? Wait a minute. And he says, don't forget to say you will. What the fuck is he saying right there?
You will.
Don't forget to say you will.
Say
what?
You will shout.
Don't forget to say I will. Like when did I ever infer that?
Wait, is he asking for you to say you?
I don't know. He just says, "Don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say yeah." Like I don't know what he's asking me not to forget. To, like I wasn't gonna forget. You're
gonna shout.
There's no chance I was gonna forget.
The entire song is a promise that you will shout.
And I guarantee, with the way you've started this, I will. But you don't have to tell me don't forget. Now you're just disrespecting my loyalty to your amazing craft at a song that's already been hitting really hard at this point.
Are you accusing Otis Day of
I'm just a little disappointed that he has to forget, like...
He doesn't have loyalty?
I just don't think he's looking out for me and understanding that I'm into his song as much as he thinks I am. Don't forget to say you will.
Reminding you to say you will is not necessarily disrespecting you. Well, he just really wants to make sure... that you will.
That's him anticipating that I'm not going to pay attention initially. Because if not, he wouldn't have to say that.
It's like if we're going on a road trip and I said, hey, did everybody remember to go to the bathroom? I'm not disrespecting you by saying, hey, you're too stupid to remember to do that. I'm just saying by the time we hit the 605, I don't want to hear, hey, by the way, can you pull over to the side? And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you go to the bathroom?
I'm sorry. I disagree with you. You are saying that I'm an idiot. And that I don't know how to realize whether or not I know when to pee.
I don't think he's saying that. You know what I think he's saying?
What?
Say you will.
Say it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Say that you will. Say you will. Say that you love me. Say that you need me. Say that you want me. You want to please me. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Woo! God, I love the energy this song brings to the table. There's very few songs that actually have a tempo of this beat that actually, like this song, as a DJ, I'm sure you would know, like you got to be ready for a huge fluctuation in tempo, right? And then it has this point that we're about to get to where it's going to slow the hell down. And that is a rare thing for songs to be able to pull off, to where they can switch up the tempo but still make it work. But Shout absolutely makes it work because it's that much of a domination of the dance floor kind of song, that it literally commands the respect that everybody that's listening is like, oh, gotta follow the song, everybody's gotta go with it. It's not a song that ever just kind of plays in the background. When it's playing, everybody is aware of it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you saw me right now when we were listening to this, dude. I was nonstop. I'm sweating.
It just makes you bob up and down. It just made us like both like you can't, even if you're just sitting there listening to it, your head's gonna nod up and down with it. Like it just,
and then
it
Otis
takes you
comes
for the
in
ride
with the "Say It Out of Here," and just like you're like, did you hear that guy right now?
You hear this guy?
I gotta keep dancing. Like I can't not stop. Like anyway, yeah. Just the energy here is just.
Justin, what's the first thing this song reminds you of?
Well, the movie Animal House, which then in and of itself is about a fraternity, which then brings us to our fraternity life, Castle. Mm-hmm. And this was a big song for us.
That's the first thing it reminds me of, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was many a times when we lived in the fraternity house, especially in Justin's room. He had his room set up on the deck where he literally had a power strip where it was like basically the red button was like a press for party.
Yeah.
Press here to start the party, and he would turn it on, and he had a smoke machine connected to it, and he had a little red siren light. He had a strobe light. Everything would turn on if you press that thing.
Machine.
So like as soon as there was like a gathering of people that were like wanted to have a good time, he hits that thing on. Boom, we're in party mode. And there was always a moment in so many of my favorite college memories where like there's a gathering of people, a good amount of people dancing. We're all having a good time, and me and Justin would look at each other and we'd just be like, shout time.
Shout time.
Here we go. He hit it up, and it's one of those songs that just gets everybody in the room invested, and we're all...
And this fog machine, let's go back to this fog machine, because I remember he said it first, and it was reminded that I had this fog machine on absolute full blast in just a one-bedroom room.
Little tiny room.
Tiny room, full blast. So by the time we were doing this shout, although there was 30 people in the room, it seemed like you were partying with 3 right next to you because you couldn't see a fucking thing around you. It was great.
It's a beautiful aspect of it because it's one of those things that would prevent the potential judgery of like the entire room looking at you if that's what you were afraid of. And you're like, no, we're just in a little close quarters even though we actually got the whole party going and everything. Like when I remember back to living in a fraternity house days, like that is absolutely a room that needed to exist in that frame. So...
yeah, I'm glad that was my room too.
And I'm glad that shout existed for us because it gave us many great times.
And I remember the reason why the movie is first for me is because I remember watching the movie previous to joining fraternity, and it was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to join fraternity. Yes, I wanted to be part of that craziness. Now, I knew as a kid, I was like, okay, movies take things to another level, so it's not going to be that crazy. But if it's even close to that, that looks like fun. But these guys are getting down, they're randomly hanging out, and so I always want to be that. But I remember one biggest thing I wanted, it was when they did the judging. I remember being a kid like, I don't want to be fucking the lame kid that everybody makes fun of in Forest Inn. I don't want to be that guy. And I wasn't.
First of all, I have plenty of issues with many of the fraternity movies that I've seen over time where I'm like, yeah, I know, I get a lot of this is familiar, but like so much of it is over the line and like nowhere near, like it makes me wonder, like, did these movie producers ever actually go to a fraternity party, or are they just going off?
Animal House was pretty good. They got some shit Animal House, and you're like the shit with the horse, and like I know we didn't have a horse, but had there been horses around us, I guarantee we got lost in some livestock or some shit. If there was like, that was part of our college fucking area, I guarantee it. Like just that movie, and there's the parts of like where it gets a little too
with
deep.
Livestock,
that's the horse. And they were like they pick up the shit anyway. Now there is parts of Animal House that get a little, obviously sexual too much. It's been maybe we should break down one that because it's actually
it could be a 3 Things episode on waiting.
And so it gets a little deep and a little bit on the sexual crossing the line in the movie, but beyond that,
it was the 80s.
Beyond that, the party scenes of that, and then them going to see Otis at the club.
Yeah.
Shamalama ding dong. Can we get a quick clip of that part real quick? Shamalama ding dong, baby. You put the ooh mama into my smile job. Hey, yeah, that fucking fucking song killed it. And I remember just listening to this movie and being like, I want to be part of this. So
is that what made you?
So that's why it made me do. And then the fact that we brought it to our fraternity house and brought it to the room every time and brought it to every party that we did. Like, yeah, no, it was like, I'm so glad I was able to bring that, which I saw as a kid and saw Jim Belushi doing the shout with his little hands and they're getting lower and lower. The fact that I did that like over and over and over.
Everybody would always do it, yeah.
In our fraternity and then they would go, you're going to hear the rest of this, but the whole song would be done. And we're going to talk about
and we would go with it, but like that's actually where I think like your DJ mindset might have helped the whole situation of the setup that we were just talking about. Because there's always that, like, if you have like some people that are coming over and like we're having drinks or whatever, like there's always a little bit of like we're kind of like sort of just starting to get loose. It's a little maybe cold, a little awkward first at the beginning. Like, you don't play shout then. You would always save shout.
You gotta save it. And you can't have it just on the playlist playing in the background.
No. It can't be on the shuffle.
You can't have it.
It has to be specifically brought in for when everybody's having a good time. The mood is right. Now we're ready to jump. Now we're ready to shout.
I still remember when you used to be 9 years old. I was a fool for you from the bottom of my soul. Yeah. Now that you're grown enough and old enough to know. Yeah. You wanna leave me. You wanna let me go.
Woo! All right, we're gonna break down some lyrics on here because this is one of those parts that I never actually have broke down. But he breaks it down here, and you're like, okay, I don't care what you're gonna say right now because you've already got me started, you got me ready, and you could literally say whatever you want, and I'm gonna dance for a bit here. So I never really pay attention to this part. I still remember. I know he says that, and then beyond that, I have no idea what he says.
Well, that is where the Dissect DJs come in.
That's it. All right. I still remember.
And it's time to break down what they actually go over right there. Because everybody always glossed over that. They were waiting for it to just get to the shout part, and they're just bouncing up and down right now. But, like, yeah, what's he talking? What does he remember?
Yeah.
Otis, tell me what you remember.
When you used to be 9 years old.
What? That's not the words.
This must be talking about his daughter then.
No way.
Like, this is a song about his daughter.
I mean, unless it's, like, about a childhood longtime friend.
And they were both 9? That could be it.
That's the only other option I could see. Otherwise, I'm like, let's get the fuck out of this song right now.
But he continues on and says, I was a fool for you.
That's got to be the girl that he was into when he was a kid.
From the bottom of my soul, yeah, girl. And now that you've grown up and old enough to know, yeah, you want to leave me. You want to let me go. All right.
I honestly
didn't know that.
I never knew this song had like a depthness to it.
So this is about basically a man that met the love of his life when he was 9 years old.
It's like a Corey and Topanga situation.
Not sure how old he was, but he could have been, I'm guessing 10 or 11. They were both young. Or, I mean, it could get real weird fast. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and hope that it's...
No, let's stick with the Corey and Topanga scenario.
Childhood lovers. And then they grew up, and she wants to leave now. They've grown up. They've grown apart. And
wow. I would not think that he would be this exciting about shouting.
No, he's not excited. He's actually shouting because he's fucking yelling at the world that his...
Is this an aggressively angry song, actually?
Is this make me want to fucking shout. You're leaving me.
Disguised as a fun, like, party song this whole time?
Yes.
I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. You've been good to me, baby. Better than I've been to myself. Hey, and if you ever leave me, I don't want nobody else. Hey, I said I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now.
Dude, I think this song might not even be the happy shout. This is a pissed off shout because the girl he's loved since he was a fucking young 9-year-old. Yeah.
Let's try to switch some of these lyrics moving forward. Flipping the fun shout into the angry shout and see how it changes how we hear it.
Well, so far the story is correct, dude. So far he remembers a girl that was 9 years old.
So what's the next lyrics? Want to hear
bottom of it? Okay. I want you to know. And we're about to hear this. I said I want you to know right now.
So what he's actually saying is like, hey, I want you to know. You know what? No, I want you to know right now.
You've been good to me, baby.
You've been good to me, all right?
Better than I've been to myself. Hey.
You know what? Probably better than I've been in myself. Just lay it out.
And if you ever leave me.
And you know what? If you ever leave me,
I don't want nobody else. No.
I don't even want anybody else. There it is. All right? I don't even want anybody else.
I said I want you to know.
Listen, I want you to know.
I said I want you to know right now.
I said I want you to know.
You know you make me wanna. Yeah.
You know what's weird is this song is hard to stop as it gets going, but it stops itself at the same time. But even though it stops itself at the same time, you're ready to like let it like carry the mood that it carries, and you're just gonna go along with it. Like it's literally the only song I can think of that picks up the mood and its tempo and it changes so drastically, but you're so with it and it doesn't throw you off. You're just like, all right, where are we going now?
Well, I'll be honest. I've DJ'd enough weddings with this song to know that you actually cannot let this next part ride out in its entirety.
That's true. Yeah,
it's kind of long and drawn out. I like it. We're gonna enjoy it because this guy's going, yeah.
No. That is where it takes a true DJ to actually, whether it's an actual DJ or just the room DJ, to read the situation. Like, how in on this song is the room right now? Are we really? Is everybody hanging on every word, or is it kind of like we were jumping up and down to shout? But we're kind of like talking a little bit, and like then if it's like, no, we're not really like super invested in the song. It's more the energy. Then you get out right here.
Man, I gotta be honest. Even nobody knows this whole song, and it's about 30 seconds here where he said he goes slow. The tempo changes to a very dull minimum.
It crawls to a halt.
And it's very inspiring. And if you know the song, you're waiting for it. You're like, just give it a second, take a breath here, because we're about to get crazy, and you know that, but. Anybody that doesn't know and is kind of like already awkward because they're on the dance floor, don't feel comfortable on the floor, they need about 5 seconds to 10 seconds of no air for them to be like, oh, it's time for a drink. Or, oh, you know what, I'm ready to leave. Oh, it's time for dancing
what's happening
now.
Right there, but...
So, I usually cut this part pretty quickly. It goes, now wait a minute.
There should be a version that actually just cuts through this whole part. Because this is like great for like the movie, like we were just talking about. Sometimes a great scene. But... there needs to be a version that just kind of jumps right back into shout.
Yeah, but in any case, now wait a minute, I feel alright.
I'm sorry. I'm sad that our listeners can't watch Justin's facials.
You gotta get fully into it. If you're
facials
gonna try it. I'm a B singer. I'm not gonna try to give myself A singer qualities.
But
I gotta be.
We know that we all know anybody that's seen you do karaoke is that you make up for any lack between the A and B category by your theatrics.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm sad that everybody can't see.
But they will. Season 2, it's going to come up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring the video mics. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to make ourselves known to the world.
We're going to get some visuals going for you.
We're some good-looking dudes. We should have our faces. Because some of these other podcasts, I don't know, these boys, my goodness, you guys should not be showing your faces.
I don't know what podcasts you've been watching.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Don't call out any names.
I'm not, but other dudes.
No, it just gives another reason that another way that we can connect with y'all, you know?
So, but yeah, and then, now that I got one moment, I feel, hey... then he feels all right,
All right.
Yeah. You've been so good to me. Now, I don't know where he's going with this, right? Because the girl was leaving him.
Yeah, let's get back to the story.
But now he said, wait a minute, I feel all right now that I got my woman. He must have got her back now? Do you think he, won her heart back or something?
You know what? I could actually see that because... if we're talking a Corey Topanga situation, which I'm going to keep going back to because that's the only thing I can think of that's like a from 9 years old thing.
Which, by the way, real quick, as we're going to do Boy Meets World, I met Ben Savage. I actually DJ'd a photo shoot for him.
Yeah.
And Ben Savage, Fuck Ben Savage, bro.
Don't fucking throw Ben under
Savage.
the bus.
Fuck Boy Meets World. That guy's an asshole.
Corey
He didn't want to
Matthews
shake
under
my hand because he was apparently sick, and then within within 2 minutes was shaking the main photographer's hand like, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for everything you're doing for me." And Ben Savage.
God.
Fuck you.
He was
bro.
trying to not get you sick. Don't
Ben Savage.
Don't talk shit on Corey Matthews.
Now wait a minute. Now that I've got my woman, I feel, hey, alright. You've been so good to me. You've been so good to me.
This is basically going through the up and down relationship of a childhood, lifelong love. So the first verse sounds like, it was like, oh, you moved on, but I still makes me want to shout. And I went over that. We went over that in great detail with my angry shouting. And now he's got her back. So it's a different kind of shout. I think maybe this is like the full definition of shout, of like how angry you can shout, but also how positive you could shout, and how so many things in life, especially when talking about love, just makes you want to shout.
You know you make me want to lift my head up and throw my hands back and come on now, come on now, come on now, come on now, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, a little bit softer now, 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 a little bit softer now.
By this point, Otis and the Knights have you locked in. Okay, you've taken your rest.
If you are to this point in the song, they got you.
They got you. You've had your intermission. They gave you a nice little 30-second take a breather. They already told you giving you the energy of the song. They're giving you what we're gonna be doing. They got you locked in, and then they have this part, which this is again one of those times that I always wanted to join my fellow brothers in Pi Cap, because I wanted to go down a little bit softer now, a little bit softer now, a little bit softer now, a little bit louder now, a little bit louder now, and then everybody's getting lower. Everybody starts to stand up, and then the infamous part that's right around the corner.
That's when it really brings it home right there.
Just sing along. Song is so good.
The energy!
Talk about tempo pickup. They start picking up the end. Shout.
I love that they willingly just go out of control. They're just like, oh, everybody's out of control right now. Just roll with it.
Yeah, dude. I'm full of energy at that point.
Oh, man. You want to go on the roof and just jump around real quick?
No, I just want to
that feels like a lot of energy. I'll probably just shout instead.
Oh, what a great song, man.
You
don't play that at your family parties, you're fucking up.
So many good memories I have from that song. I remember us having a great shout-off in Mexico on SWAT. That was another great time. I also remember it from Laker games. Another great memory I have from it. There was a year, as you know, where I got to go to many Laker games. That was a great time. And I got very used to the entire setup of the Laker games. I knew at the end of the first timeout, they played this song. Oh, they're going to do the kiss cam at the end of the first time out in the second quarter. I literally had everything marked down. It was after the end of the first time out in the fourth quarter when they were like really trying to get the energy going. And they would always show the clip from Otis Day in the Knights, Animal House, as they were in between splicing footage of like fans and stuff, get the energy up. Yeah, so I also have great memories of going to Laker games with this song. And I feel like anything that you have memories of that includes the song Shout is always positive. Like this song's not really any negative energy. Yeah,
get one in there.
Toss it in there.
My weddings that I've DJ'd over 800 of in my 15 years, man, this is... I would say this song stands out to me in most weddings as the most energy, most fun. Everybody's enjoying it. The bride and groom are in the middle. Everyone else is surrounding them. Families yelling. Kids are yelling. Grandma's yelling. Everybody's hands are going up during Shout. It's the best video and photos you're going to get. Like, it just... it's I don't want to say it saved me, but it's definitely played at the right time. Made me seem like I'm the best DJ in the world, even though I just played Otis and his boys doing their thing.
Definitely a great wedding song. Basically, what this song was to the first time out in the fourth quarter of the Laker games, what it is to many weddings, where it's like that fourth quarter and you're like, let's really pick up the energy and like just charge through the end of the game right now. And that's like what the song's good for. Yeah. And it will be forever. And it's timeless. And you know what? I say we use that energy and charge through 2021.
I agree.
Let's go ahead and
let's real quick. We didn't even talk about it because we just sang through it. The sing-along, bro. Like, what song has a song that's like, hey, and then everybody just kind of knows we got to say what he just said. He didn't tell us. They didn't tell us to. But for some reason, I feel like I got to repeat exactly what he just said.
I love that. Because if he did, it would have just been a little bit lamer.
Everybody say what I'm going to say. Hey. Yeah. I guess he could have and snuck it in there.
You could have, but like, whenever I watch... Cool. There have been so many times when I've watched like a live performance of somebody like performing at a concert where they're like, all right, everybody sing with me now. And they like start doing this and they're like... Everybody say!
And to all our listeners, he's clapping his head over, hands over his head.
Yeah, we've all seen it at a concert.
He's shaking his head, and he's trying to get the crowd.
Everybody that's been to a big concert have watched somebody do it. It's a go-to move.
You gave a great visual, bro.
The point is, Otis didn't need to do that. He was just like, y'all are going to follow me because I'm going to jump in and y'all are going to want to follow my dad.
It's because he was locked in. They were locked in already.
Yeah.
Once they did the intermission.
The boldness of making a song knowing that you can leave that little space right there and they just know that everybody's going to sing along. You can't even, I don't even know if I've ever seen anybody duplicate it. I don't know if it exists.
Now, real quick, I don't think they actually leave a gap. I think there's a group of people singing.
You're right. It's kind of like when you hear Sweet Caroline and everybody just thinks that one spot is like for ba 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 or so good. And if you listen to that song without a crowd, it's actually a very tame song. Like, it doesn't have any of that, and it just, like, that's been put into your head. Yeah. And there's very few songs that actually would make me sing in a group setting where I'm suddenly belting out notes. Like
loud, too, like, hey!
It actually might be the only one I can think of, because I'm not a big, like, group. There's a few songs that, like, you know as a DJ, like, there's a few songs, like, what's that Garth Brooks song that, like, everybody likes to sing? There's, like, a few of those, like, sing-along songs.
I got friends.
Yeah. I'm not going to sing along to that one. But this one, yeah, I'll start bellowing that shit.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
That one might get me. Depends where I'm at in the night. This one, it would be hard for me to not sing with. And partially because I feel like it would never play unless it's the right setting. This is one of those songs that just only comes along when it's the right time for it. So
the beginning of Tina Marie?
I mean, that's a me and you thing. Oh, we still got to do that. How have we not done that all season? All right, that one's coming. I'm going to officially mark Tina Marie.
She's coming in.
It's coming.
Tina, we're coming for you, girl.
We're coming.
But in the meantime, we are here.
We're shouting right now.
I think we know what we're giving this song. There's no way we won't do it.
Are we on the same page here?
Yeah.
All right, let's slap it out.
We both did different shouts because this song calls for it. A couple things I found out about this song going into 5-star. It's actually about a man that loved the girl since they were both youngins. She tried to leave him.
That.
He got her back through shouting.
Yes, shouting worked. Maybe it was the angry shouting, in which case this could actually be a very dark story.
Yeah, because he probably yelled at her.
Sure, there's been cases where a man actually was able to get back his estranged significant other.
Real dark at this point.
I know, but that's what we do. I'm sure it's been done where, like, yeah, there was some aggressive shouting, and then somehow that was like, okay, yeah, I guess, and then they stay together, and, like, I like to think that that's not the case that Otis is getting into, but, like, all I can do is read the lyrics and follow along the story, and I hate that we've done that a little bit in this one because it's taken it down just a notch, But
still a 5 clapper.
Still a fun sound.
Still a 5 slapper.
It's still a classic. You're gonna have it at your next good party, and so will we. And you know what? That's gonna probably be the peak of that party. That's the thing this song brings to the table. Is it's usually the peak of the party. The only problem with it is after it ends, oftentimes I remember like we're kind of like, okay, so now what? And like we don't really like it's all downhill from here.
Actually, as a DJ, there's many different ways you can go at that because shouts around that 160 BPM mark and all the other things that are around there are hey ya. So right after you go. And these shouts, you can go 1, 2, 3, and keep the energy real high if you want to do that.
If you
want to keep the energy
yeah.
slapping, or right after shout, it's a good time to go into.
It's also
it's a good time to transition and get out of it. Yeah. Always a good song that sounds just like that, right? It has that kind of similar beat because it has an old voice to it, but it's a newer song. You go into the end of shout and go shake everybody. Now you got that old Otis with a hip-hop beat coming. You just transition the speed of the music. Everybody's like, oh, I'm done with the old music anyway. Let's party. But it's Otis singing the beginning part, so it's a good transition because you got the old voice with the new music. Boom.
DJ 101 with DJ Jack.
Hey, yeah, you could go either way. You just have to read the crowd at that point. And then there's many different ways, but those are just 2 examples.
So for all y'all DJs that stuck with us this whole episode, there you go. You're welcome.
Most DJs probably hate on us. Like, these fools ain't DJs. Fuck these homies.
That's just how Justin likes to think about all DJs. So
DJs, fuck other DJs.
Just throw on shout. You always be good. You always be good when the energy's up and you throw on shout. We shout. Now that we shouted through that, I think there's only one more thing to shout. Next!